Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. It's time for another edition of my free pick segment right here on the OSGA YouTube channel. The last time I spoke to you, we had a loser on Monday. Sunday, we had a nice winner in the NFL as we had the Indianapolis Colts +8, who are 27-20 outright winner, or excuse me, the Jacksonville Jaguars +8. A 27-20 outright winner over the Indianapolis Colts. And today I'm going to have a Major League Baseball selection. As you can see in my background, it'll be in the game between the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs. A couple things first. Let me give you some handicapping insight going further. What we witnessed last night. We saw the Denver Nuggets win Game 7 of their playoff series against the LA Clippers, and won it in 7 games and came back from a 3-1 deficit. Now, I'm not privy to NBA history in general, like going back to the 40s, but I'll go out on a limb and say that if it has happened, it was very rare, and it maybe a handful of times, if that. I would also make a little small bet and say that no team has ever came back from a 3-1 deficit in their first 2 series of the NBA playoffs like the Denver Nuggets have. I mean, they played the Utah Jazz in their quarterfinal series, Western Conference quarterfinal, and were down 3-1 in that series, and then came back to win and cover each of the final 3 games of that series to advance to play the Clippers in the Western Conference semifinal series, and then took a similar path, falling behind 3-1 in the series, and then roaring back to win the next 3 games, not only winning, but covering each of those contests. So in the first 2 series, the Denver Nuggets, and I'm going to go out on a limb again and say this has never occurred. In the first 2 NBA playoff series, the Denver Nuggets now are 6-0 straight up in ATS when facing elimination. Think about that for a second. That's some resiliency and character on the part of the Nuggets team. So keep that in mind. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, they're playing the Lakers in the conference finals. Very possible they'll be in a similar situation, maybe not down 3-1, but facing elimination. And you see how they responded in the first 2 series. So you might want to take that into account if indeed that situation comes up again. Game 7s of an NBA playoff series. Historically, people, I've said this on numerous occasions over the years, and many times this year. I had a 10-star top play total on Denver and the Clippers yesterday. I took the under 208.5, easily went under the total. And if you purchase that play or you're a client of mine, you well know the history of Game 7s going under. Matter of fact, since 2004, any Game 7 in an NBA playoff series has gone 35-15 to the under. That's 70%. Tightening things up even more. Since the 2018 conference NBA playoff finals, there's been 9 Game 7s, including 4 this year. All 9 of those games have gone under the total. And the average total in those games was around a little over 208, which yesterday's total, I believe I had 208.5. So right in that realm. And you're talking about a combined average in those 9 games of somewhere around 191 points scored per game. So again, a lot of people frown upon using past statistics. I'm not using past statistics when it comes to a specific team. I'm using past statistics as they apply to every team, which that's going to be more accurate. And that's going to, in terms of when you have something solid with a decent size sample size, it takes on a whole new meaning, and it certainly brings a lot more credence to the table than a team trend or a betting angle that's 5-0 over the last 20 years. So again, keep that in mind going forward, folks. We may see, look, there's at least 3 more series before the NBA concludes this year. and we possibly could see another game 7 or 2, maybe even 3, who knows, before it's all said and done. So keep that in mind going forward. Quick recap of my pace selections, 3-0 the last 2 nights. I had a 10-star top play on the under in Denver and the Clippers yesterday. Just alluded to that. Easy winner. I also had a 2-0 night in Monday Night Football in the NFL on Monday. As I had the Giants in the Pittsburgh game under the total of 45, landed on 42. I also got a little lucky by winning with the Denver Broncos plus the 3 against the Tennessee Titans. Boy, oh boy, it's 2 days ago. It seems like an eternity. And I say lucky because Tennessee wins that game 16-14. I was plus 3. I covered a game, but thankfully, Stephen Gostkowski, the former kicker of the New England Patriots, really had a bad day. Went 1 for 4 on field goals and also missed an extra point. So that played a large part in us covering that game. Really, look at Tennessee's kicking situation. Since the beginning of the last season, they've made a total of 9 field goals. Talk about kicking issues, and you would think a guy like Gostkowski coming in would be a drastic improvement. But on the other side of the coin, former New England Patriot, Bill Belichick just has an uncanny ability to know when to get rid of players, to know when not to put up money on a expiring contract and letting them go elsewhere. More times than not, he's been right with his decisions when it comes to those players. And Gostkowski might end up being another one of those cases. And who knows if Tom Brady might even be that as well. There's a long season ahead and a lot to be said during that course of time. Let's get to the free pick, which is the Cleveland Indians at the Chicago Cubs, Wrigley Field, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time start. It'll be Aaron Civale on the mound for the Cleveland Indians and veteran southpaw pitcher John Lester for the Chicago Cubs. Civale gives the Indians a lot of innings this year. He's averaging better than 6 innings pitched per start. And in this day and era of modern day Major League Baseball and the COVID-19 era, which is 2020, where I believe at this particular moment in time, starting pitchers this year are averaging less than 5 innings pitched per start. Civale is the polar opposite of that. He's a bulldog. He gives you innings. However, he struggled over his last three starts with a 5.50 ERA. The Cleveland bullpen, which has been tremendous for the better part of this abbreviated season, has really struggled of late. As a matter of fact, the Indians have lost 7 in a row, and their bullpen has pretty much aligned itself with that failure. As a matter of fact, over that 7-game losing streak, the Cleveland bullpen, a 10.06 ERA and a 1.94 whip. Not very good. Now, John Lester, this is a starting pitcher that if you follow baseball occasionally, you know has been a tremendous starting pitcher over his career. And you immediately associate Lester with a low-scoring game and a good outing. Now, Lester has been terrific on the road this year, but he's really struggled in 4 home starts at Wrigley Field. As a matter of fact, during those 4 starts, Lester has a 9.00 ERA, and even more alarming is the fact that he's allowed 9 home runs in those starts in just 19 innings pitched. So having said all that, the current total I'm getting right now is 8. There may be some 8.5s out there. But again, I go with the best total that I can get at the time of viewing, and then I grade myself accordingly. Even if it is 8.5, folks, I like this game to go over the total. So my official graded pick will come on the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs game to go over the total of 8. That's your free pick for Wednesday, September the 16th. Until tomorrow, I'd like to wish each and every one of you all the best. Good luck with your picks, and God bless.